Okay, welcome back. In this video, we are going to calculate the gross profit and the margin or gross profit percentage for each of our three jobs. So in the last video, we calculated the sales price per job right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my worksheet where we calculated the cost per job, and I'm going to put in the sales. So the sales for job 101, and I'm just going to link it, but you could just type it in. Either way is fine. But the total sales for job 101 was $3,105,000. Okay, the cost is just our total cost down here. Okay, total of everything that includes direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. So it's our total here. Then I'm just going to take the sales minus the cost, and this cost is really our COGS, right? It's our cost of goods sold. So our gross profit is $961,200, and then to figure out our gross margin or our gross profit percentage, I just take the gross profit and I divide it by sales. So on job one, our margin is, let's give that a little percentage, 30.96%. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. I mean, it would depend on what was our target. What do other car manufacturers get? But we're going to compare, and we don't have that information, so we can't tell. But we are going to compare three different jobs, so if we can see any sort of trend. Okay. So now I'm going to go down to job 102, and I'm going to do the same thing. First, I'm going to copy over the sales, 2,430,000. Then I'm going to copy over total cost, and I'm going to take sales minus cost or COGS to get my gross profit. I'm going to take my gross profit and divide it by sales to get my gross profit percentage. All right, job two has a gross profit percentage of 34.89. 30.96 for job one. So I'm already liking job two a little better. Let me see what our differences are. Is no leather seats and no racing stripe. So either the leather seats or the racing stripe is bringing down our margins. All right. By the time we get to job 104, we may have a better idea. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing for job 103. I'm going to link in sales price. If at any point you're like totally, I get this, you can feel free to turn this off, but it shouldn't take us too long to get through this, and then we can compare the margins we're getting. So maybe stick with me, actually, now that I think about it. All right, so the margin on job 103 is only 28.55%. That's our worst one so far. That is cars with leather seats and standard paint. Okay, so now I'm thinking the leather seats may be the problem, okay? The best margin we've had so far has been with cloth seats. The second best is with leather seats but a racing stripe. And the third is the lowest margin so far is with leather seats and a no racing stripe. So I think the leather seats may be pulling down my margin, but let's keep going and see where we end up. All right, so copy over my sales, copy over my cost, sales minus cost is my profit, and my profit divided by my sales is my gross profit percentage. And now, oh my gosh, I've got my best one ever, 37.47, and that's when I have cloth seats and a racing stripe. So it looks like the racing stripe is increasing my margin and the leather seats are bringing down my margin. So that's good information to have. And in fact, if I go back over here, I can see that leather seats cost $5,000 and I'm only charging, so they cost, and cloth seats cost $1,000. So it cost me $4,000 more to use leather seats than cloth seats, and I'm only charging $4,000 for them. which means my profit on those leather seats is 0. So I have made a bad pricing decision, and that's showing up in my margins. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end this video. In the next one, we're going to look at our overall. We're basically going to summarize this into one little sheet. All right. So I will see you then.